Hey guys, and happy Thursday to you all. Just like everything else this week, we're doing short shows and we're doing them pre-recorded so I can work with my kiddo. Tonight we're going to actually work. I thought we were going to work on illustration 8, but I got a quick call in from Geekway Homes, and they need a comic strip drawn up before tonight. So we're going to have to do their little thing first, which is fine. It's not a big deal. Puts illustration 8 into next week. There's no big rush on it, so we're okay. And we'll do more after this. Computer. Lights. Okay, guys, happy Thursday. This show is brought to you by Erica Young, who says, if you don't risk anything, you risk even more. If you don't risk anything, you risk even more. Okay, so we have kind of a fun thing. This is the first in this year's series, kind of continuing on from the series we saw before from last year, where we had the young couple who was trying to buy a house. This set is a couple of people trying to sell their house or sell a house. So we've got a number of people involved in this now. On this particular one, I can see we've got ourselves some realtors. We've got ourselves, Nate, of course, is coming back in because this is Nate's comic. So we're going to do that. We're going to take a look at this here. So the first one is going to be finding out how much the house is worth and then meeting your agent. So we're going to be with the party. Obviously, this isn't the same party as before. So I'm going to pull out, and sometimes this poor guy gets a lot of flack for his artistic ability, but I actually really like Christopher Hart. He gets flack because I think it's because a lot of people feel like he's sold out, because all he's really done is a series of how-to books. But honestly, his style is perfectly acceptable. There's nothing weird or strange about his style, so and it works really well. And one of the things that I like is he's got these styles that are random. Like, I love this. I really love her. Her right here. I love her earrings. I love her dress. So I think I'm going to take sort of her concept, and we're going to use her. We're just going to put her in, and I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see if we can find ourselves a male character to go with her. It could be two roommates. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be a male character, but I like to kind of look around and see what we've got going on here. I feel like these are an older set of people, so we could probably go with a dad kind of character and a mom kind of character. These are more settled. They were selling their house. They've been here for a while. So we'll go with her and then we'll go with him. And what we'll do is we'll put up. Let's do this. We'll mark these 2 pages so that I can come back to them in a minute. All right, we'll put up the monitor. Now let's just do a new 8.5 by 11 real quick. What we're going to do here is we're just going to go on ahead and sketch these guys out because I love I'm just going to not steal the design wholesale, but I'm going to steal the design lot sale. Right? Let's go ahead and take ourselves a black brush here and saying start with sort of the egg shape here, like this. Okay. Okay, we're going to give her sort of the oval eyes that makes her right now look like an alien. That's kind of funny. Right, we'll smooth that around there. Oh, that's a lot of brush. Okay. Which will be very pointy. Once met Nichelle Nichols. Actually, I was her handler. For a con once, and she had these awesome earrings, and they were really big earrings, and so maybe this is my little bit of an homage to Nichelle. Right. And instead of the dress that we have there, I'll give her a blazer and some kind of fancy-ish pearls. Right? And so this is and her husband kind of has a chin going for him, some glasses. Give him a little bit of a this kind of look. Give him sort of a floof in the front. And he thinks he's pretty cool looking. We all kind of disagree, but you know, he thinks he's pretty cool looking. Right? There we go. Correct that line right here. And give him a tie. and he'll just be in normal business dress. I think that's what's going on here. There we go. So now that I've sketched these guys, we can kind of bring out a little bit more of what's going on here. Just kind of cleaning up a lot of this. These are both business professionals, so I'm going to give her blazer some shoulder. She's probably there we go. I'm liking these two characters. They're looking pretty good. This is sort of kind of going along here just fine. There we go. Right. Okay. And when we deal with color on this, maybe not color, I wonder if I can, because I want to implicate gray, like sort of that. Gotta do the old trick, guy. Right. Really. Okay. Here we go. Now we can go under here, go like this, and go like that, and it'll still fill in the entire thing. Because, and this is just to remind me that I want to make her darker skinned, because I won't remember. And then she won't be identifiable. We've got to make sure that we didn't seal that, did we? We didn't seal that, did we? Alright, let's seal it though. I can put them in a number of different costumes or however I need to dress them from each time, but at least now we kind of have an idea of what these characters look like. Right. And this is a rough. It's totally a rough, and that's okay. And now that we have these guys, we can go over here and kind of look at what we're looking at here, right? What are we talking about for these guys? So, it's like all of these, we've got to keep a room up here on the top for kind of keeping an idea on here. So we'll do a raster layer and go into blue. We're going to have her sitting here. And she's looking at the computer. And it's time to sell our house. she's got like a pin. Yeah, she's a professional, so she's going to have that professional thing going for her. And he's going to come along like this. His head's going to be square. He's just looking over her shoulder. Right? Right, and she's going to be like this. She's trying to decide what is the best for them. And this makes this a Diamond's laptop. It's a Doors laptop. I don't know, I'm just making up crap. All right. She's of the opinion that they're going to have to sell their house for. I feel like her head is cantered, which can, I can sit here and erase it, or I want to distort. There we go. Right? I'm going to do that. And that works pretty well. I'm going to fix that up a little. Right, and so, I'm on the wrong tool. I'm going to sit here and just take a look at where this, look over her shoulder, so she'll be here. Actually, let's put her shoulder more like there, so you can really tell it's her, right? And she's looking at the listing on her house. Okay. Let's give her earrings, because I liked her earrings. Allows us to tell who she is, too. Right? It's very pretty earrings. There we go. I'm never really sure whether we're picking up chatter from the other microphone. I see a lot of chatter on the pickup here, and it's like I feel like it's in the gain. Like if I turn that down and turn the volume up, Okay, so the two of them are talking. She thinks she's getting, and she's going to ask him, do you think that seems a little low? Right? He's going to say, yeah, I kind of think that's a little low. Right? She kind of wants to know if that's a little low. I think she thinks that 200,000 is not really that good. Right? We'll put her hand out like this. We'll straighten it out. This is a sketch. We're trying to sketch in everything, right? I feel that's a little low. And she's like sitting there kind of like that, and then, hey, don't you feel like that's a little low? We'll have to go back in and square her away, I think. We'll need to put his glasses over here, or you can't put his pupils in. Because this guy doesn't have eyes. He doesn't really have eyes at all. He just has pupils. It's like a teacher. He doesn't have eyes, he has pupils. Right? I love all of the different variations that Christopher Hart puts in here. This guy's got a bean for a head. So let's do the bean, because he's got a bean for a head. Right? It looks much better if you do the whole bean. It makes him have... We'll do this and just kind of round him out. He's got like a Superman build. But he's also a little big in this picture here. I'm feeling like he's just a little too big. So we're going to bring him down just a little bit so that he can actually, like, not tower over his wife. I mean, she's not huge, and so that makes some sense, but still, there's no reason to really make this worse. In fact, we could probably take this entire frame and not select it. We can probably take this entire frame and move it over until it's like over here, so he's got some more space, so that the open spaces between them. We call this breathing space. And we use it in television and in everything else, in all artwork. It's pretty much it. Naturally, we look at that. We look at that spot. We kind of our eyes are drawn to it. It was the girl that called, so I like the idea of making him the one who calls this time. Right? start putting in the bubbles. And this is where I feel like this might be a problem, this guy here. Because now I feel like not only is he too high, but I don't have enough room for their dialogue. So I'm going ahead and drop that a little. He says, I have an idea. And then he calls Nate. He says, hey, Nate. Just like that. All right. Now we're going to get in here and guys, serious the whole thing. All right. Doesn't help. Dot, dot, dot. Well, I'm looking around to see what our house is worth. Wow. Only 200,000? Question mark. And then we have to go in here and make it all black. Does that seem right to you? I don't know why it's defaulting to this, but it is. I have noticed that that text is the now, it's important to do all of the text. There we go. Boy, it is determined to make this light blue. That's like its color. It thinks that that's the color it needs. Okay. Going back in here. I'm gonna make sure I've got him in like a polo. Oh, those people. I went through a polo period in my life where I wore polos, and it just didn't fit me. I am not a polo sort of guy. But some people really are. And that's cool. I only wear polos now whenever I have to go to a business meeting of some sort. I dream of the day where you have to have a lot of social clout for that. And I don't really command a lot of social clout right now. All right. I'm going to put the or all the main actual lines inside this. But first, you know what we don't have is the ability to save it. We don't have it as saved yet. So let's save this because this is a bad precedent. 2021. I'm just going to call it that. We're going to call it 2021-001. Right. And really, this should be a period. Period. Like that? No. I have an idea, but I have an idea. Hello, me. Now, see, again, when I'm dealing with this, though, before we get into the having to mess with this stuff, he's got a bean for a head. He's got to use the old bean. So let's make sure we've got that around here. Alright. There we go. He's got a bean for a head. Alright. First things we do is go in here and put for her head. We decided she was like an egg shape. Okay. Right. I actually kind of want to make her head a little bit bigger. Nope. This goes all the way over. And she's got the cool earrings. This is one of those, yeah, I knew what I was doing before, but, you know, wasn't sure. I don't know. There we go. Like her pin. She's got like a pin. The idea here is to do bold and very strong line work. Make it, when you're doing comics, you don't want to sketch any more than you absolutely have to. You want to be as bold and as strong as possible. Which means that when you're unsure of something, you still have to be careful, and I'm very unsure about these lips. Right. Those look fine. We give her black hair, very, very black hair. It's kind of cool. And in contrast to the girl that we did before, on this one, we gave him sort of a different look as well. He's very contrasty to the character before. And now I have a converging tangent. Look at that. Just snuck in there, didn't it? Just totally snuck in there. Like we were doing fine. And here comes this converging tangent just to make my life miserable. I live by converging tangents driving me crazy. You guys seeing the converging tangent? Did you see it? Our eyes don't like to process converging tangents, so that confuses us as to what's going on in the scene. Alright. We got that. That's good. I'm liking this. We look at the picture without the blue line. Looks just fine. She looks fine. He looks good. Looks solid. We're all working. Now, going on to this side here. Really? Going over here. It switched to brush, and it switched to, like, I don't even know. One of the things I'm noticing is this is right. There we go. Now, looking over her shoulder, her laptop says make their house look a little bit better. There we go. We'll give her shoulder pads of doom. She likes to wear shoulder pads. It's a thing. And it's alright. We don't judge. But then she's got her cool earrings. We love these earrings. I always thought it'd be fun to wear earrings. But then I tried it, and it was not fun to wear earrings. So there's that. We tried it. It was not a fun thing. Okay. Now check that panel. That's a pretty simple panel, but it works well. Kind of want to pull her hair out a little bit more like that. Yeah, looks better. Right? Now in this panel, this is the one place where I'm having a problem. I don't know if I like this text. It doesn't flow. I like what she says here. This feels good and works well. So I'm going to go on ahead and just run this like this, and I'll give that. And then I don't know what I want to do with him. When you have overlapping bubbles like this, it implies a certain amount of overlap, like talking at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and right. And she's asking the question here. Does this seem right to you? Right? I mean, she's genuinely concerned. I know that sounds stupid, but I'm drawing her being genuinely concerned. So now she's cross-eyed. There you go. Put her ear over here. Sounds like that rhymes. There we go. And then we'll add him, because I actually do feel like he's okay. Just don't like his dialogue. Something about what he's saying. And you know, the most frustrating thing about pre-recording all of these is that you guys might be coming up with an awesome idea right now, and I'm not getting it. Right. But I do like the way he looks. And so I'm just going to go ahead and just keep going. He's a bean. Everything about him is a bean. He used to be on the varsity football team, and when he grew up, he cosplayed as Superman. It's my world. Until he met her. And I don't know. I don't think she cosplays. She just doesn't strike me as a cosplay sort. She's just not into it. And that's okay, because she lets him have his hobby of cosplaying as Superman. And sometimes she'll go to conventions with him. But she's just a snappy dresser sort of person, so she doesn't actually dress up for the conventions. And she doesn't really buy t-shirts or anything. Because that's just not her style. She's very like straight-laced. And so that's a thing. And doesn't mean the straight-laced people don't do that. Cosplay and stuff like that. Just means she doesn't. She's into this kind of thing. She's she's a businesswoman. She's a lawyer, and she does law work and stuff like that. And this is the thing she does. And she's got the cool earrings, and that's like the most flash that you're gonna get out of her. She's just not flashy, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I'm gonna go on ahead and head in here, and I'm gonna correct this because I think this just needs to be. I have an idea. Because I feel like the no confuses this. Like, you don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. Right? I'll put that there. Now, I'm going to press this outside to literally imply that he is thinking outside the box. One of the things that she's not good at is thinking outside the box. It's not her thing. She's a lawyer. She's very, very intelligent and does all of the very inside the box sort of thinking. And so he's the one that's like, I think outside the box. So I'm pushing outside of the box up here. Right? Clean it up. It's going to be a mess out of it. Okay. The last frame over here, we've got him calling up Nate. Alright, I'm going to clean this up. There we go. And again, outside the box, he's going to call Nate, because Nate has all the answers. And this comic is sponsored by Geek Whales. Right? Actually, quite literally is sponsored by Geek Whales. That's okay, because this is a commission. However, there we go. Ooh, that's too close. There we go. And now what we've got is this guy on the phone here. And then we'll kill this converging tangent that came in from the cold, in from the snow. Here's this converging tangent, just making my life miserable. There we go. Look at that. Yes. You should probably put, like, arm hairs on him. Yeah. He can't cosplay as Superman if he does that. Okay. feel like we've got the rough in on this one. We now know what our characters look like. Oh my goodness. And they look lovely. I like them. They're both kind of fun. Fun little characters. I like our Superman cosplayer. I'm just saying, he's a Superman cosplayer. We can't argue with this. Superman cosplaying is great. I don't know why I'm so low today on the... I feel like if I pump it any further to kind of get any more volume out of this, all I'm getting is hiss on the bottom end. I really feel like that. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be better to switch to my main microphone. Let's see. I'm going to switch over to the main. And bring the main up. There we go. Turn this down. Okay. Now it looks like there's a lot of chatter going on. I'm not sure. Oh, wow, I'm way hot. Let's turn that down. There we go. Move that towards me. Here. See, now I'm much better. I'm a little louder. You can hear me better. I can turn this down a little. It doesn't have to be that loud. I'm still seeing a lot of chatter, though. I'm like the minus 45. Oh, well. Okay, well, at least now I'm up at the volume level I should be at. I'm sorry if all of you just had to turn your volume down. But, yeah, this is more where I should be anyway. I had my headphone on because my kid was going to bed, and he kept getting up. And we'll go into this guy here, and we'll hit delete. And then deselect. And that just puts just the stars behind them, and that's good. That's good. Okay. So now we're going to open another one. I kind of want her to feel like mew, like aww, because she just found out that her house is like worth $2 and a cookie, and she's thinking that's not fair. So I'm going to take this non-pattern gradient here, which will give us a good sort of mew feel. We'll copy it, and we'll paste it in here. But we're going to have to turn it over, of course, rotate it 180 degrees to get it in there correctly, okay? Aw. What? It's only like 200,000? Aw. You know. So we'll go in here and we'll do the same thing. We're just going to select everything in here and make sure you always grab the top part above the D for deselect. See? Aw. Aw. What we missed, though, was inside her earring, right? There we go. We're going to snag just inside that earring, too. Oops, we're going to be on the wrong layer when we do that. Bork. There we go. Control Shift I. There we go. See, now we got inside her earring, too. Those are pretty prodigious earrings, so we want to make sure that they do not saves. Okay. Now we're going to open. We've got 2 more to go here. Now I don't want to detract much from this next one, so I'm just going to use the water pattern, which doesn't detract a whole lot, but we have to download it from the internets. It's been a long time since I've used the water pattern, apparently. There we go. This isn't a lot to really distract from the scene. It's enough to give a pattern behind them, but not so much that it, will detract. So we'll put this here and put this behind. We'll put all this behind us, is what I think we will do. Let's put all of this behind us. We'll go to main. We'll select there, here, here, here. I'm going to check to make sure that's his arm, so we don't need to just select there, but we do need there, right? Make sure everything's inside there and inside there. We got everything above. Good. Control-Shift-I. We'll go down here and we hit delete and deselect. Okay. Do not save. And then the last panel, the question really is, well, no, it's going to say something or do something. There's no two ways about it. Okay, so we need to open up one more. We have some expression bubbles we could use. Expression lines, inset lines, those could be cool. But probably just a little too much. So I think what I'm going to probably do is, I've got this great expression line one that I can use, so I'm going to do that. We have to download it off the internet. They're not really downloading off the internet, they're downloading off my OneDrive. But this is a good single panel sort of widget. So let's put this in. Right. I mean, like I said, the guy cosplays as Superman. Right? So if he's going to cosplay as Superman, he's going to have Superman power-up abilities. I'm just saying. These things are critical. Right? Make sure we catch that little corner up there. Like that. And then deselect. There we go. They all fit. Now, what I'm going to do next is just work, right? And that gives the backgrounds, they're all in one uniform location. Okay, so there we go. I feel like we're getting good with this now. Feeling like we're coming along very nicely. Now I feel like we need to check with approval on this one. But first, kind of want to put in some color on the foreground. I want to kind of look at my halftones and think about my halftones. We haven't used these halftones in a very, very long time. Boy, it takes a while to download these guys, doesn't it? Now these are zipatones that I'm downloading. These are all tones that I got off of, or got when I was in Japan. And what I would do when I was in Japan is I would go to Joyful Honda and pick up these deleter screens. These are specialized screens used for this very purpose, right? And it gives a darkening to things. The question is, does it give too much of a darkening? And I feel kind of like it might be a yes on that one. Like this might be too dark. But we'll see. If I shrink it down to half its tone, like that, can we use this on, say, her skin and things like that? So let's look and see. Duplicate layer. This may be a remarkable disaster. So we'll find out. This could be entertainingly bad. We'll have to find out how this goes. Okay, so we'll take the main here. I'm going to select her. We got to remember to select her arm. And the front there, and then his hair. Right? And then here, 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 here. It won't help to grab that little piece up there. There, and his hair. Right? Now let's take a look and see what we've got here. Control-Shift-I, and this is the moment of truth. Skin tones. Control-Shift-I, you missed her hand. There we go. Skin tones are the worst because they don't always work. But that didn't actually turn out bad. Here I was worried. Seems like it wasn't a real need for worry there. But we are going to step back 2 steps because we missed one little section right there. Right here. I'm going to zoom in right here. We're going to say Shift and snag that right there. Oh, we got to go back one more step. There. Oh. There. Go to this. And deselect, and we'll move in. And see if I really want to darken it, I can make her lighter or darker by bringing this down to like 75. That's probably not as obtrusive. I don't want to mess up the drawing. Okay, so we're going ahead and save, and then I'm going to go ahead and save as, and we're going to save it as a JPEG and mush that down, and then I'm going to send that on to the client. And so there you go, guys. That's how we go ahead and push that through. So we've got that particular critter done, and it's 11:30 at night now, so I'm going to go on ahead and head to bed. Even though I know we've only really done about an hour on this, it's hard doing these the night before, and so it's a little bit rougher than I expected it to be. But we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Hopefully, all will work well with my child, and this will work, and we will move ahead, but we got to get that first. We'll work that out. So, okay, that seems to be all we're going to do for today. I appreciate you guys all hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know. We're going to have to see how today's school goes as to whether I'm meeting with Pepper or not tomorrow. We may not be meeting with Pepper tomorrow. We'll have to see. But if I am, Pepper and I will see you tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll be back with a pre-recorded show just like this, and maybe we will go ahead and start working on illustration 8. In the meantime, keep your eyes on the stars. Good night. Computer, good night.